Welcome back to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I'm doing a 3-player playthrough where we play the Federation of Sol, the blue player down here, versus the Arbric plant race, and the Shardak Noir, which are the insect race. Alright, we're continuing on in round 1, with continuing to do actions, and Arbric is going to be going first. It's going to be Arbric, Shardak Noir, Federation of Sol. We're going to keep going until all of us passes. And when that happens, then we're going to turn the game over to the status phase. Okay, so the Arbric are up. They are going to do the leadership action, the strategy card, so we'll take that off there. And what does it say? It says gain 3 command tokens. And so they can put those command tokens anywhere on their sheet, and we'll do that here in a second. They can also spend any amount of influence to gain 1 command token for every 3 influence spent. All they have for influence right now is 2 from their home world, so they won't be able to do that. And the secondary ability, Federation of Sol and Shardak Noir can do it. It also says spend any amount of influence to gain 1 command token for every 3 influence spent. Unfortunately, Federation of Sol, us, we only have 2 influence, and the Shardak Noir only have 1, so we can't even do this ability. So let's go ahead and do this for the Arbric, and that's going to be their action, and so we will exhaust that card. And over we go to the Arbric. Alright, so the Arbric get 3 command tokens to place anywhere they like. They're going to put 2 in their tactics, and they will put 1 in their strategy. So now they've got 4 in their tactics, 3 in their fleet, 3 in strategy. Alright, up next, Federation of Sol, and we're going to see what we're going to do. Alright, as the Federation of Sol, we're all about expansion as fast as possible. And so we're going to spend a tactical action. So we're going to go place this out on the board, and we're going to move some troops and ships. Alright, we're going to take over some more territory. We're going to activate this system, Centauri and the Grawl, and we're going to move our carrier, which has a capacity of 6, into this system. I think that was upside down. I think I got the carriers upside down. That's better. We're going to take the 3 ground troops with us, and the 1 fighter, because we can. That leaves our home system with nothing in it, but we will get building later in the turn. So we're going to put 1 down on Grawl and 2 ground troops down on Centauri. So we now have taken over these 2 planets. So we're going to fish out the planet cards, and we're going to get them face down in our area. Alright, so we've added Centauri and Grawl to our tableau. As you can see, we're starting to collect quite a few planets. We're going to have lots of production and influence in the next turn, but in this one we're just expanding. Alright, up next is the Shardak Noir to take an action. And damn it, I just realized I made an error. The Shardak Noir were supposed to go next in turn order, not Federation of Sol. It's not really going to affect gameplay this early on, but I do have to remember now that the turn order is Arbric, Shardak Noir, Federation of Sol. Screwed that up, but it won't affect anything. So we're going to go to the Shardak Noir now, which should have gone before Federation of Sol. So let's figure out what they're going to do. Alright, so they are also going to be taking a tactical action. So I'll reach way over here, and they're going to spend 1 of their command tokens from there. Let's go back to the board, and they are going to activate a system. Alright, they're going to do a little more expanding as well. They're going to activate the Bob Lazar planet and the Sakulag. And they are going to move their carrier in here, and they're going to bring the 2 ground troops with them and dump 1 on each planet, which effectively takes control of them. So let's add those 2 planets to their tableau. And then next we'll be going back to the Arbric, and so we're going to go Arbric, Shardak Noir, Federation of Sol. We'll do it in the right order for the next round of action. And so the power of the Shardak Noir increases. Now, we'll notice here on the Lazar planet, it has a yellow tech associated with it. So when they want to upgrade yellow technology, they could exhaust that planet for 1 yellow prerequisite for yellow tech. Alright, up next, the Arbric are going to take another action. Arbric now have a ton of action tokens, or command tokens I should call them. The action they're going to take, they are going to do a tactical action. They're going to be doing some constructing in their home world. So let's go to the play area and have them do that. Alright, so they are going to activate their home system. So we put a command token in there. Now they have a space dock on the planet, so they're able to build units here. And you'll see a number 3 here. That's the production value. And if we read the space dock information for the Arbalik, it says this unit's production value is equal to 2 more than the resource value of the planet. So what it means is they're able to build 5 units on their home world. And of course, units all have a cost associated with them. So let's go to the Arbalik play area here, and we'll take a look at the cost of the units and which units they're going to purchase. All right, so I've laid the stuff out here. Not sure how easily this is going to focus. They're going to now, to spend resources, you can either exhaust planets. You get 3 resources for this one when you flip it over. And they also have 3 trade goods. So they have a total of 6 resources they can spend on production right now. They're going to build a cruiser. If we look at their cruiser, Cruiser 1, it has a cost of 2. So that's going to cost 2. Fighters come in pairs for a cost of 1. So that's 3 production. They're also going to build a carrier, and their carriers cost 3. So that's 2, 3, and 3 is 6 production. So they will spend their 3 trade goods, let's go away, and they will exhaust their home planet. They've used it for production. All right, and with that said, we're going to put those units out on their homeworld space. All right, so let's get those units out there. So they got another cruiser, and they have another carrier, and 2 more fighters in the system. Now, space docks have a capacity of 3 fighters. So we could leave these ships, move them out of the system, and the 3 fighters could hang around the homeworld. Normally, fighters cannot be on their own. They must be with a space dock or with a carrier, just so you know that. All right, that's the Arbalik's turn. Up next is Sardic Noir. Let's do it in the right order. All right, what are the Sardic Noir going to do? They're going to use their Imperial strategy card right now. It says immediately score 1 public objective if you fulfill its requirements. Well, they can't, and so they don't. The 2 public objectives are own 2 technologies in each of 2 colors. They don't have that. Or spend 8 resources. They only have 4. They can't claim a public objective. And it says gain a victory point if you control Mechatol Rex, which they don't. But they get to draw a secret objective. So that is what they're going to do. And that's why they wanted to play that card. Now we can spend a token from our strategy pool to gain a secret objective as well. We're getting really low on ours for the Federation of Sol. We're not going to do it. The Arboric will, though. So what's going to happen is the Sardic Noir are going to get a secret objective. The Arboric are going to spend 1 out of their strategy pool to also claim a secret objective. So we'll go ahead and do that. And so for claiming secret objectives, all they do is just grab a secret objective off the top of the deck. The Sardic Noir are going to claim a secret objective first, and you can have a maximum of 3, either claimed secret objectives or unclaimed, as in total, and that's it for the game. So now both the Arboric are going to spend a command token of their strategy to have 1, and the Sardic Noir get 1 for free because of that Imperial card. All right, up next, Federation of Sol. We get to take another action. All right, we haven't used either of our strategy cards yet, which I think has been pretty good for us because we're going to kind of end up hosing the Arboric, the Sardic Noir, which is the name of the game. We are going to spend our final tactical command token, and we're going to go and do some production, I think. So let's go to the player board, and let's start building some units in our home system. All right, so we're going to place our command token in our home system, and we have a total of 4 resources to spend. So let's go back to the Federation of Sol play area and figure out how we're going to spend those 4 resources on our homeworld location. Oh, and we have a capacity here as well, 2 plus the production value of the planet for our space dock. So we can produce 6 units, because 4 plus 2 is 6, and we have 4 to spend. So let's figure out what we want to do. Okay, so what we've decided to do is spend our 4 resources for our planet here, the 4 number in yellow there, and we're going to exhaust our planet, and we're going to spend 4 we're going to get 2 infantry units, which cost us 1. So you can see there's little 2 flags by the 1. So that's going to cost 1, and a carrier for us cost 3. So that's a total of 4. We've spent our 4. Let's put our carrier and 2 ground troops out in our homeworld system. Alright, so here we are at our homeworld system. We're going to place a carrier, and we're going to place our 2 ground forces, of course, on the planet. That's going to take care of our action. So up next will be the Arbrick once again. Okay, so the Arbrick have basically done everything that they want to do, or that they can do, and they have used both of their strategy cards. So they can pass, and they will pass. They're going to now pass their turn, which means they're no longer going to participate in any primary actions for this round. They can still participate in secondary actions of strategy cards, but they are no longer an active participant in this round, except the secondary ability. Alright, that's the Arbrick. They're passing. Up next is the Sardak Noir. And of course the escalation of build-up is happening. The Sardak Noir are going to take a tactical action, so they're going to spend their final tactical command token, activate their home system, and get building some units. Now you can see they have 3-4 production capacity, same as Federation of Sol. So let's go to their home world, activate that, and we'll come back and they're going to build some ships. Alright, so their home world here, they're going to activate the system, which means now their space dock is situated on their home planet here with a PDS. It has a production value of 3, and so likewise they have 2 plus the production value of the planet. They can build 5 units. Alright, let's go back to their playboard and we'll see what they're going to build for units. Alright, so the insect race, the Sardak Noir, if I'm saying it right, Noir, I'm not sure how you say it. They're going to build a carrier which costs them 3 and 2 ground forces which cost them 1. That's a total of 4. So they're going to exhaust both their planets. This one has a production value of 1, and this one has a production value of 3. So now all their planets are exhausted. So let's place their carrier, 2 ground forces, in their home system. Alright, so they have built a carrier and 2 ground forces. The ground forces are going to have to be on a planet that has the space dock, and of course the carrier is in space. And that's going to conclude their action. Up next, Federation of Sol. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do. Alright, well the reason we chose Warfare was for this very thing. We get to remove one of your command tokens from the game board and then gain 1 command token. Excellent. And then it says redistribute any number of the command tokens on your command sheet. So we can do that. And there's a secondary ability for the other players. It says spend a token from your strategy pool to use production ability of one of your space docks in your home system. So, and that can even be used even if you have a command token already in your home system. But luckily, we're playing this now while the Sardak Noir and the Arbrick have no production capacity whatsoever. So this secondary ability will not be usable by them, but we're going to get to use this one. So we're going to take a command token off the game board. We can take it off anywhere we put one on. We get to, and then and gain a command token. Then we get to redistribute any number of tokens on our space. So we're going to go ahead, and where we want to remove the command token is we want to remove it right here off of our home world. So we take this off, we get to place it on our game board and rearrange any of the tokens that we want. Alright, so we've taken the token off the game board from our home world. We're going to place it into our tactical area because we want to be able to use a tactical action to then move that carrier and some ground troops out onto some other planets for some more expansion. We're expansionists. We're going to take over the galaxy by just absorbing everything we can. Of course, we're going to get into conflict sooner or later. So that was the action for Federation of Sol. Up next would be the Arbrick. They have passed, though, and so they will not be participating in any active actions. So then we're going to skip right to the Sardak Noir. Now, the Sardak Noir, likewise, have already used up all their strategy card actions, and they do not want to do any more primary actions. So they're also going to pass, which brings us right back to Federation of Sol. We're the only player now left that can perform actions, and we do have a couple we want to do. First one we want to do is we want to take a tactical action. So we're going to go to the main board here, and we're going to activate a system. All right, and we're going to activate this system. I guess I should mention, although if you've looked at any how to plays, you cannot move ships out of a system that has one of your... You cannot move your ships out of a system that has one of your activation tokens in it. So I can't move any ships from here. I can't move any ships from here. This one, however, because of the warfare, I removed that command token out of here, so these ships and troops are free to move. Likewise, I cannot move, if this carrier could move 2, I can't move 1, 2, and pick up ground forces in this area because there's an activation token in here. Just that. But I am going to activate the system. I'm going to move my carrier and my 2 ground troops in here and dump 1 ground troop off on each planet, which is awesome. Which means we get to take over, I can't pronounce it, and Raron. So we're going to gather those cards, add them to our tableau, and that's awesome. We have scooped 6 planets this turn. That is really good for us. So let's go ahead and add those to our tab. All right, so we've got a nice pile of planets building up here. So we've added this planet and Raron to our tableau. So that is really good. So if we take a quick look here, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 production total, and we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 influence built up in planets we control. That's pretty good. All right, we're still not finished because we were past Arbrick, they've passed, the Sardic Nor have passed. We're still busy doing actions. We do have 1 action card, strategy card left, so we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, and the last strategy card that the races have chosen that hasn't been used belongs to us, and it is technology. We get to research 1 technology, just outright, doesn't cost us anything, boom, we get a technology. We could spend 6 resources to research a technology, so we can get 1 for free, we could spend 6 for another one. We don't have 6 resources, so we can't get the second tech, but we can get 1. Now, the secondary ability says spend a token from your strategy pool. This is for the Arbrick Sardic Nor, and they can spend resources to research a technology, so they could use a strategy token. And for resources, neither of them they both have strategy tokens, command tokens in their strategy area. They do not have 4 resources. They cannot build a tech, which is awesome. So what's all going to happen here is we're just going to get 1 free technology. And what that means is that we have to have the prerequisite, of course, to have that technology. We just can't pick anything. So let's go back to the Federation of Sol area, and we're going to choose a technology. All right, we're going to choose a technology, keeping in mind that we have a adapt new strategies status phase. We want to own 2 faction technologies. We want to develop our specific faction technologies. And how do we do that? Well, if we take a look at our 2 faction specific technologies, one of them is going to take 2 green tech to develop. The other one's going to take 2 blue. Luckily for us, we have a green tech and a blue tech already, so we're going to try and develop, we're not going to look at red, we're not going to look at yellow, we're going to develop either another blue tech, and this would have 1 blue tech prerequisite, which we have, or we want to develop another green tech, 1 green tech prerequisite, which we have. So we either want Daxive animators. After you win a ground combat, you may place 1 infantry from your reinforcements on the planet. Or we could go ahead with Sarween tools. When 1 or more of your units use production, reduce the combined cost of the produced units by 1. We're going to go for Sarween tools. That's going to help us gear up for war. Oh no, hang on, that's a yellow. What am I talking about? We don't want yellow. Having a brain fade. We want the gravity drive. It gives us a blue. After you activate a system, apply +1 to the move value of 1 of your ships during this tactical activation. That's awesome. It means we can move our carriers 2 spaces when we activate the system because of gravity drive. So that's the tech we have researched, and I know things are going to get... you need lots of table space to play this game. I'm telling you, I don't have so much, so things are going to look a little crowded here. That is our action. Then the other 2 races have passed, so we just keep doing actions until we can't do anymore, and we're basically tapped out at the moment. We do have 1 token in our strategy allocation phase, and you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and do another action which is another orbital drop, and it spend a token from your strategy allocation pool, which is here, to place 2 infantry from your reinforcements on a planet you control. So we've burned through tokens like a maniac this round, but we do get to place 2 ground units now on a planet we control. So let's go over to our play area and dump a couple ground troops. All right, so the place we want to place our 2 infantry units are right here on this planet in this system that we control. All right, that's going to end off all the turns. We are now going to pass as well, so we're going to head directly now into the status phase. Okay, now we're going to follow the steps of the status phase because everyone's passed. And we're going to go in turn order again from Arbrick, Sardic Noir, Federation of Sol. And what we can do is claim 1 public and or 1 secret objective right now. Unfortunately, none of us have 2 technologies in 2 different colors, and none of us have 8 resources to spend. So basically the Arbrick would say, no, we're not going to collect any public or secret objectives. Sardic Noir is going to say, no, we can't do any, we're not going to. And the same with Federation of Sol. So what do we do next? We reveal another secret or another public objective, and that's going to be this one. So we just go in order, and the new public objective is Sway the Council, and it's spend 8 influence for a victory point. So again, you can see how your strategy can kind of center around getting these victory points, things you need to do on your turn. All right, with that done, we get into draw action cards. We haven't seen action cards yet, but now everybody is going to get to draw 1. However, we get to draw, Federation of Sol get to draw 2 because we have the Neural Motivator. During the status phase, draw 2 action cards instead of 1. So again, Federation of Sol looking pretty strong right now, and I guess that's why I chose them. All right, so again, we're not going to see the action cards for the Sardic Noir Arbrick. We are going to take a look at the ones for Federation of Sol. And when we do that, we're going to be removing command tokens. But let's do things in order. So we're going to draw those action cards and take a look at them. All right, we are going to keep the action cards secret for the Sardic Noir and the Arbrick. So I did it in order. The Arbrick pulled 1 card. Sardic Noir got to pull an action card. We get to pull 2 because of the Neural Motivator. What did we get? We got Infiltrate. When you gain control of a planet, replace each PDS and space dock that is on that planet with a matching unit from your reinforcements. So if you take over a planet, enemy planet that has space docks or PDSs, you actually take them over instead of normally you destroy them. Cool, like that. Intercept. After your opponent declares a retreat during a space combat, your opponent cannot retreat during this round of space combat. So you can lock somebody down in combat for a round. So those are our 2 action, 2 action cards that we have. Cool. And neither of them say action, but you play them at the appropriate time. And I'm running out of space for everything, so I will put them, I guess, right here above my commodities and right below my special abilities. Okay, so that was drawing the action cards. Now we're going to remove the command counters from the board. It's a very simple step. We just go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead. In the essence of making this video a little shorter, you can see, of course, all the command tokens that have been placed down on the board, they are just going to be taken off. So that's what we do in this step. And then right after that, we're going to gain and redistribute command tokens. And so all the command tokens are removed. And I should say the command tokens that are removed off the board here go into your resource pool. They don't go back onto your sheet. And right now it says gain and redistribute command counters. So everybody gets 2 command counters except, of course, the Federation of Sol, because they have versatile. It says when you gain command tokens during the status phase, gain 1 additional command token. So the Arbrick and the Sardic Noir are going to gain 2 each. We as the Federation of Sol get to gain 3, and you get to redistribute at the same time. All right, so the Arbrick get 2 command tokens. They're going to put both of them. No, so they're going to put 1 in their strategy phase and 1 in their tactic phase. Now, they've got a bunch of them because they took that leadership card. All right, up next, Sardic Noir. And they're just going to place 2 of them in the tactic space. So they can take tactical actions. They're not going to rearrange anything either. Over now we go to the Federation of Soul, which is us. And we get 3 because of versatile. Of course, we get 3 command tokens during the status phase here instead of 2. So we're going to put 2 in our tactical and 1 in strategy, and we're going to leave. I mean, you could take 1 out of the fleet, put it in tactical, but then your fleet limit goes down, or likewise you could add fleet limit. And yes, these are double-sided. They have ship on one side and your race's emblem on the other. That basically concludes gain and redistribute command tokens. Next, we ready all of the cards. So basically what that means is all of these planet cards for all races now get flipped over to their ready side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Then it would be repair units. None of the units on the board are damaged. Some of them take 2 hits to destroy. So if they took 1 hit and got damaged, they would be repaired now. So we're going to refresh all the planets. So we're going to go ahead and okay, so I've refreshed everybody's planets. You can see here, Federation of Soul. So everyone has their planets turned over into ready state. And then we would return all of the strategy cards that we had. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm just putting tokens on here. I'm not actually taking the card, putting them in our location, because, again, space restraints. So basically, all of the strategy cards get back in the pool to be chosen. The speaker is going to remain with the Arbrick because they started the game as the speaker, and nobody chose the politics strategy card, which changes the speaker. So they're going to be first player again to choose strategy cards. And that's going to be the end of the round. So let's just zoom out. We'll take a big look at the galaxy as it sits. And that's going to be basically the end of the first round of Twilight Imperium 4th edition 3-player game. All right, so looking at the world or the galaxy here, we've spread out nicely. We've taken over 6 planets. The Arbrick only 2. The bug people, the Sardic Nor, have taken over 4 planets. Nobody scored any points yet because we couldn't do anything about the public objectives. And here we sit. The Sardic Nor have 2 secret objectives. Arbrick have 2 secret objectives, an action card each. We have 2 action cards, 1 secret objective, and that's how we're going to end it off for this episode. So I'm trying to keep the episodes 30 minutes or less. This will be a fairly lengthy playthrough because, as you can see, we've done an entire first round. Nobody has even scored 1 point, and the first player to get to 10 victory points wins the game. So I hope you're enjoying it. This is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. It's I like it. It's quite the awesome game. Of course, my brain will probably melt in later turns because there's going to be so many technologies, cards, and things, counter actions and things to deal with. I hope I don't screw up too much stuff. But check the comments. I will leave notes if I do mess things up. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your subscriptions, your comments, and likes. Really appreciate it. Join me next time for the first part of the second round of Twilight Imperium 4th edition. And one quick thing I forgot is the Arbrick have mitosis. It says, your space docks cannot produce infantry at the start of the status phase, which I missed this ability. Place an infantry from your reinforcements on any planet you control. So I'm going to do that right now. They're going to place 1 infantry on Melon right here. All right, that is it, and we'll see you in the next episode for the beginning of round 2 of Twilight Imperium 4th edition.